And we are live. What's up, beasties? It's me. It's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of Beast Friends Forever. Woo! It's going to be a fun one today. I have got an awesome guest who wrote an awesome book. This crazy awesome cover back here, and we're going to chat all about it. And I've been talking with this person for quite a while behind the scenes through email and stuff, and they're just a fantastic human and an awesome author, and I cannot wait for you to get to know them and to talk all about their book and the journey of not only their journey to becoming an author, but their book's journey. It's a pretty awesome story, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. So without further ado, help me welcome to the stage my guest today, Shawn Spencer. Welcome, my friend. And you did not star in Psych, in case anyone's wondering if you're that Shawn Spencer. Did you ever watch the show Psych?
Oh, yeah, I used to watch it all the time. I love that show.
So good. Every time I go to type in your name into something, I'm like, wait, it is Shawn Spencer, right? I'm not just
It
thinking.
actually is me. I just took I put a mask on, so I look like somebody else.
You're right. Nice. So how's it going, man? Thanks for being here. I'm excited to have you.
I'm doing great. I'm blessed to be here. It's wonderful to meet you. I love your show. You're a very, very kind person. Your show is a very fun show to watch, and I really thank you for giving me this opportunity to be on here to talk with you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And the pleasure's all mine, dude. I've been looking forward to getting to chat with you. I think you have such an interesting story for you. I can't wait to hear your journey, but just the book with, kind of the initial thoughts of what it would be and what it became. Like, I just think it's pretty awesome. So before I do that, let me just point out to everybody, if you're in the chat and you want to leave any comments for me or Shawn, feel free to, and we'll answer them. And if you're someone who just likes to hang out and listen, that's okay too. We appreciate you being here. And if you're in the replay, thank you for watching this on replay. You guys rock. Everyone, in the description, I have Shawn's website and his book linked in there so you can check it out because we're going to have a blast talking, and you're going to want to support Shawn and check out this book after you hear more about it. So why don't you start us off and just tell us what is the Wordless Book about, which we'll talk about the cover in a minute, but let's talk about the book first. But look at this thing, you guys. Oh my gosh. That's stunning. So what is the Wordless Book all about? In your own
Okay, the
words.
Wordless Book is it's a very it's a very kind of it's a sentimental story at the beginning. It's very kind of upbeat, very nice and kind of at home. It's about these campers that takes this weekend retreat up to a camp, and these seventh graders, they go there for a weekend, and they are taken by their teachers and by the grace of the owner of the camp owner who allows them to come there. And they have a great time. It's full of it's very heartfelt. They have fun, they laugh, they enjoy all these different events together. But one little girl ends up hearing little sounds going off and on in her ears, and it's this book calling out to her. And she ends up going to this book, and she ends up opening it up, and these creatures come out, and it just causes complete destruction to this camp. Completely, things are happening. These different. They're facing these different creatures, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, and it's this big battle at the camp, and people are getting killed, and you're seeing some romance between some of the characters, and they do everything they can to team up together to really try to figure out what's going on and face these guys and ultimately save the camp and their lives. So.
Ooh, it sounds so good,
That's
man.
the gist of it. So.
That is good. That is a good gist. So it's got a very cool premise, I think, that is interesting. Now, how did you decide to go with the camp thing? Is it just because that's kind of a classic horror vibe, or was it because do you have a history of like a fond history of going to like summer camps and things like that in your own life?
Well, like, growing up, I'll go and say this, my mom and dad might kill me, but I grew up, I was 4 years old watching Friday the 13th and A
Oh yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep.
And they knew it. They didn't care about either,
Yeah.
but I was watching all those horror movies
Oh
growing
yeah.
up
Oh yeah. Oh
at
yeah.
a very young age. And it
Oh yeah.
stuck with me.
I
I love Friday the 13th is my favorite, So like and I like that campy aesthetic, the atmosphere of the cabins and the that fall setting, mixed in with a little bit of horror with it. That was always very fun for me, and it's something that I grew up watching throughout the years. Any type of campy horror movie is kind of something that I go to, I stick to. Um, what's it called, Cabin 8 or something like that, or
Oh yeah.
Cabin in the Woods,
Yeah. Kevin in
like
the Woods.
all yeah,
Yeah.
all those movies, I love all of them. So it's something that if I had to write something, at least my first book, that's what I wanted to go for. So
Very cool, man. Yeah, I wondered because I started reading. I haven't gotten super far yet, but I'm excited to keep going. That's just kind of what it made me think of was those Friday the 13th, like that old
uh,
vibe, the horror with the summer camp. Like I love that too. So I think that was a great choice. So how did you? Obviously, you loved horror as a kid, growing up
mm,
watching horror movies and stuff. So when you set out to write this, so all right, let's backtrack first, I guess.
okay,
The journey of this book, because originally it wasn't even going to be a book, right?
it was going to be a video game.
Yeah, yeah. So
Um, I
walk us through that
I
journey
was young.
first.
I was young. I was like 22. I thought I had all the answers.
Yeah.
Like when you're young, you think you kind of know it all.
Oh
And
yeah. Oh yeah.
I wasn't cocky, but I was confident. And I was
Mhm.
like, I can do this. I want to go. Because I used to play video games all the
Yeah.
time, but as I got older, I got kids, and I don't have time for it no more. But
Oh yeah.
but
We all
my
go.
you know my
That happens to us all.
we all face that at some point.
Yeah.
But so like I wanted to figure out how to do it, so I just started researching, and I started asking questions, and I started like writing a script, and I started getting into it. And it was very what's it called? Cathartic.
Oh yeah.
Is that the word?
Cathartic. I can never say
Cathartic.
that word right.
I
Cathartic.
always either enthartic or
Cathartic.
cathartic.
Yeah,
I get
yeah. I
them
know what you
backwards.
mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it was very, it would help me to get through hard times, writing. So
Yeah.
it was very cathartic for me. So I kept writing and kept writing, and as I continued writing, I enjoyed what I was writing. So I stuck with it, and I ended up coming across an outsourcing company, and I can't remember the name no more. But one of my friends online pointed me in that direction: is contact an outsourcing company, and maybe they can help you. So I got a hold of this outsourcing company. We talked. I gave them the script, gave them the pictures that I drew up and stuff, and they loved it. And they wanted to go ahead and make it for me, but they said, "Well, it's going to cost a little bit to get it done." So I was like, "What are
Mhm.
we talking about?" They said like
Yeah.
$150,000. I was like, "Whoa, I can't do that."
Right. Yeah.
I
Gosh.
said, "Oh, hold on the brakes."
Pump the
So I
brakes.
was like,
Yep.
"But he's like, just run a Kickstarter campaign, raise the money, and get
Yeah.
it made." And I was like, "What's Kickstarter?"
Right.
So I went through and I researched Kickstarter. I didn't know what it even was, and I was like, "Okay, well, this might be my chance. I want to try it."
Right.
So I did it, but my page wasn't really that good. It wasn't really enticing. I didn't
Yeah.
promote it well enough,
Right. Right.
and I didn't really have any. I didn't have any reward tiers. I didn't have nothing on there to really show. So I
Yeah.
was like, I'm trying it. Let's try it. See what happens. I ended up raising $59 out of the 15 or 150,000 they wanted.
Oh.
So I almost there.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
really
Hey, you gave it a shot, man. You gave it a shot.
so I was like,
It's hard, man, to start a project like that when you need that much funds. Like it's hard to get something out there and get it promoted and get it starting from scratch. Like that's tough.
it is. It's hard, but
So then what'd you do next?
because like I didn't want to quit because I don't like I don't consider myself a quitter, so I
Right.
wanted to
Right.
try to keep going. So I was like, well, what else do I do? So they said, well, there's two other possibilities. You can either get an education and work for the company and kind of bring it up, at a board meeting or whatever, and try to
Oh yeah.
get it
Right.
done that way,
Yep.
or know somebody that works for the company.
Hmm.
So I started like researching college students and like trying to find somebody that might be interested in adding that to their portfolio.
Yeah. Yeah.
I found somebody that was interested in make it, but they're like, I got my own thing going on. I would love to, but I can't. So I
Right.
kind of at that point gave up on my dream, and like this probably wasn't going to happen. So I took a break for a
Hmm.
few years,
Yeah.
and then I was like came back to it like, well, I'm older now. I don't really play those games very much anymore. So
Yeah.
why don't I just transition this into a book instead? So I had the old script. I kind of transitioned to like a novel. Took some of the characters out, added new characters, and made a whole story out of it. And
Hmm.
that started January of 2020 during COVID. So I
Oh,
was had a lot of time
yep.
at
Yep.
that point. So think about it.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's awesome, man. So, before you decided that, like, had you ever thought of writing a book, or had you ever been into writing or anything besides writing the script and everything? But for the game, had you ever been into writing stories or books, or thought that'd be something you ended up doing?
You know what? I wanted to bring this book to show you guys because I actually wrote a book in like preschool or
Oh, really?
kindergarten,
That's
and
awesome.
I wrote a whole book. It was like
That's
7 8
cool.
pages. It's so funny.
70 pages? Oh
It was
man,
like 7 or 8 pages,
that's
and
impressive.
I wrote like like scribbles on there, like
Oh yeah,
wrote
yeah.
like a story, and then
Uh-huh.
I drew pictures, and it was a horror story of it was like a Jason Voorhees type character,
Oh
but
yeah.
he had like a bare head instead of a mask, and he was going around the camp like it was all you
Oh
know
man.
um, it was pretty cool. I wanted to show you, but I couldn't find it.
Oh,
I
that's
got it
kind of
somewhere
cool.
upstairs.
You should try to do like a little short story or novella on that or something, and put like your old drawings in there with it or something someday. That'd be kind of cool.
But yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. So you were writing and thinking of telling stories at a young age.
yeah, I've got a really big imagination. I'm always thinking about different things, so stories come pretty easy to me. So
Hmm.
I
That's
think I
good.
finally found my niche.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So how many is this a standalone, or is this the beginning of a series of books?
Okay, so I'm going to come up and this be honest. It's actually it's a series of books.
Okay.
I got a lot in mind. I've been planning for years on this. I
Nice.
got a lot. I'm already pretty well ahead.
Yeah.
Um, there's going to be 6 books.
Very cool.
It's going to be a big series. There's a lot going on in the series. There's a lot of um, going back to the past. A lot of answering your guys' questions that you're going to have.
Hmm.
Um, actually have book 2 is the draft is done.
Nice.
Working on my beta read. I'm soon to send it off for a proofread, and then I want to get my artwork done last. So I'm hoping for a fall 2026 release for book 2.
Nice. Okay. Very
Excuse me.
cool.
And book 3 is I got 6 chapters of book 3 done already.
You're rocking,
So
man.
yeah, so I'm really focusing right now on kind of promoting book 1. So I'll kind of do that for a little while, and
Yeah.
then I'll kind of leave that alone for a little bit. And then I'll start really focusing on book 2 and getting that done. But
Yep. Very cool,
so
man. Well, you are ahead. You're in a good spot with book two. It's kind of at a spot where you got to wait for other people to do the things they need to do before you can really like finalize it.
yeah,
So yeah, that's good, man. Working a little bit on book three, promoting book one. I feel like you're doing it right. So that's good. That's
I,
exciting. So 6 books to tell this story, or 6 books in this kind of world you've created, but telling different stories, or just this one story to start is going to take 6 books.
yes, sir. That's it's going to be it's the same story, but within 6 books.
Ah, that's awesome, man. Very cool. I love that because I feel like there's not like I love horror as a genre, but there's so many standalones in horror. Like I love a good series here and there, to follow along with the same characters and see them grow and see what happens. So I feel like there's not enough horror series. So I think that's pretty cool that you're doing that. That's exciting.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. All right, well let's talk about this cover for next up here because I love this cover. So if in the description, if you guys go to grab the book, I got to show you this hardcover. I mean, look at this. There's so much care it went into this. Well, first of all, I was lucky because Shawn got me a sprayed edges copy, which is pretty awesome. But look at this naked hardcover. It looks so good. And then we've got just beautiful, you got some awesome illustrations throughout it. So did you do any of the art yourself, or did you like get somebody to do the art for you?
Oh, so when it comes to the actual the front cover, the
Yeah,
dust jacket there, Yosby Design, that's her pen name, Yosby Design. She's the one that created that for me. She's
it looks
amazing.
so good. It's
She's
so
so
cool.
good at what she does. But her
Oh,
turnaround's pretty quick too, so she's
look at
amazing.
that face. That's awesome. And this, I did notice
Now,
this the first time I looked at the book like on online, but then when I got the cover, I looked closer. I'm like, oh, look at that little Lovecraftian vibe in that back in there. That's pretty cool.
little
Like that.
little Kraken.
Oh yeah. So yeah, so how did that go? Finding a cover artist and then working back and forth with them. Like, is this kind of what you imagined, or did you work back and forth, and then this is kind of what you came out up with collaboratively together?
So finding Yosby, I think I put a post on Instagram or Facebook or something like that, and I can't really remember. I don't want to say because I may say it wrong, but I think she found me. I think, and
Okay.
she wanted to get in touch with me, so I got in touch with her, and we just connected. I went through, and the image that you see there is in my head, and I went through my little software I got, and I went through
Yeah.
and I pieced it together. It didn't really
Yeah.
look that good, but
Right. Right.
she kind of
I
got
got
the
the
idea of
idea.
what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And then I pieced it together the best I could and sent it to her, say, make it look nice,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she
Yeah.
made it look beautiful. She made it
She
look
did.
beautiful.
Yeah, and you know what? I love the cover and I love all the artwork in it, but I think the thing that I just thought was so cool is I love how you did the table of contents. It's
Uh,
like at a camp with all these like signs on a post. Like I just think that's so cool. I love that. That was such an inventive idea. Like I just think that's so cool. That's one of my favorite parts. So yeah, man. Are you thinking you'll stick with her for the rest of the books in the
oh
series?
yeah.
Okay,
Unless she changes her mind to where she doesn't want to do it no more, or whatever. But
that's
as of
good.
right now, I plan on sticking with her the whole time. So
Nice. Yeah,
she's my favorite.
yeah. She did an awesome job. It's a beautiful book, man. One of my favorite covers. It's awesome. I dig it for sure. Well done. El Montague's here, and he said, "I'm at it in the middle of the day again. I've had a lot of daytime ones lately. I'm switching it up." But he says, "Hello, Sean. Lovely to see you." So EL's an awesome indie author as well. Thanks for being here, EL, and thank you for everybody that's here. Again, we appreciate you. All right, so the book is in your book. You've got a lot of different characters, and I'm always curious. How did you come up with these characters? Have they just kind of lived in your head and you've thought of them and their personalities and all the things, or are some of them reflective of people you know in life, or like bits and pieces of different people and their characteristics and mannerisms, or is it all just right up here in Sean's head?
Well, when it comes to the antagonists, they're all
Mhm.
in my head. But when it comes to the main characters, the protagonists,
Yeah,
the main guy Robert, he's after. I grew up with cousins that I were almost like brothers with, and we were always hanging out all the time. And I kind of modeled the main character off some of my cousins,
yeah,
um, and kind of like their their who they are, their personalities, and kind of like how they talk, and it's kind of all mixed together. But when it comes to the female Jessica, um, she ain't really anybody that I thought of like particularly, but like I made up from my head. But there's like a girl back in elementary school when I was in school, I had a crush on her, and she had this really long blonde hair,
oh yeah,
really almost to her feet almost, and she was my
yeah,
first crush.
oh
So
yeah.
I was like, that her hair was off of my first crush, you know.
Nice, nice.
Uh,
Now,
but
does Mrs. Spencer know that that character is based on your first crush?
she does now. She
She's like, I knew I didn't like that character.
if you see me get drugged out in the off camera, you know what's going on.
We'll know why. We'll know why. Oh, that's awesome, man. But that's like a perfect fit for this setting when you think about camp, and it just makes you think of your youth. So I totally get why that would be something that would, when you're trying to think of characters, that would come up. That's pretty cool. That's awesome, man. I always love when there's a good mix of it's stuff you create, but then some of your real life experiences in there too, and I think that's really cool. All right, awesome stuff. So I want to switch gears a little bit here and talk about your journey even before the video game part. But before we do that, I've got a couple dad jokes for you, Sean. Are you ready
Oh,
for these?
I love those.
All right. So here we go. I got two of them for you. First up is uh, here we go. What did the grape say when it got stepped on?
Oh man, I don't know. Did it whine?
Nothing. It just let out a little whine.
Did it let out a little whine? Maybe it's something with
There you
wine in
go.
it.
There
Yeah.
you
Okay.
go. All right, here's the other one. All right, so I've been reading a book on the history of elevators,
Mhm.
but I don't like it very much. It's got a lot of ups and downs.
That's a good one.
Oh, they're rough, but that's what
So,
we do. This is my new sound. I like to do after I tell my dad jokes.
there you
There
go.
we go. There we go. All right. So, uh, take us back a little bit to when you were a kid. You were
Mhm.
watching the horror movies and stuff. Were there any books or video games, other things that really got you into the horror genre? What were some of your favorite? You talked about loving Friday the 13th. What are some other of your favorite movies or books or any of that? And then you wrote the book when you were in preschool or kindergarten. But was there any other writing you did before the game? And just kind of walk us through your journey up into becoming an author.
So like I grew up in the '80s, so I had a Nintendo
Oh yeah.
and actually had the Friday the 13th game, the Nightmare on Elm
Oh, I
Street,
remember
Nightmare
that game. Heck yeah.
Contra. I had all those games. And I was really, I loved entertainment. That's kind of my beginning phase of loving the entertainment business.
Hmm.
I loved being entertained by video games, movies, TVs. I eventually, you know, I watched almost everything, on the horror genre growing up. I was actually remember being 3 or 4 years old, and we watched the Thriller,
Oh
the
yeah.
music video,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was with my mom, and my sister, and that we were watching it, and I got scared when he turned to the werewolf,
Yeah, me too.
and I hid under the covers and I was crying. It was funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that music video is so cinematic, man. It's like a little
Oh,
movie in itself. And I remember being terrified too. He looked so scary. Especially the werewolf part. I agree. I agree. Go on though. Sorry.
but it's just growing up playing video games, I eventually ended up falling in love with Resident Evil, and that was my
Yeah.
favorite genre. I loved it. I actually was like 10, 11, 12 years old playing Resident Evil 2 for
Yeah.
PS1,
Yeah,
and
me too.
my dad would be at work, my mom would be off to work, and I would put
Oh
on like
yeah.
Journey, and I just jam the Journey while I'm playing Resident Evil like all day and all night. I would play for like
Oh
2, 3 days
man.
straight, no
Living the
sleep.
dream. Living the dream.
Yeah. Mom and dad slept
Um,
downstairs so I could be as loud as I wanted to,
oh yeah. Oh yeah. What was your favorite Resident Evil game?
I played every one of them.
I know.
I haven't beaten the remake of Part 4 yet. I'm still on that
Oh
one.
yeah.
So um, I say out of all of them, man, it's tough. That is tough.
Hmm.
Um, I would probably say maybe 7
Ooh, 7. Okay.
because that was the introduction to the first person shooter aspect.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't
That was,
played.
that was
I played a little bit of 7, but I haven't played 8 or 9. Well, obviously I didn't play 9, but I haven't played 8. And I actually never played 5 or 6. I only played 1 through 4, but I
uh,
loved it. So I really want to play those other ones eventually. My favorite would be 2. That's what really got me. I mean, I liked 1, but then 2 was like, oh man, that one was just so good. Like
now
because
the
you can play
original
as
Part 2 or
all.
the remake.
Both, both. The
Okay.
remake probably a little more just because, like, if I'm looking at just video game wise, probably the remake because it looks so good.
Uh,
But like for nostalgia reasons, I would say the original. But man, the whole what I don't like that they didn't do really with the remake was I love that you had those two interweaving storylines, but they were completely different too. How you could be
yeah.
Leon, go through the whole story, and then do it with Claire, and it was a totally different story happening at the same time. Whereas like in the remake, it's kind of the same thing, just with different characters, you know? So I
Mm,
loved how they had that. That was so cool. Like you don't see too many games that give you basically two whole games in one, you know, that tell two
exactly.
completely different stories within the same story. It was wild. So yeah, 2 was definitely I would say is my favorite, but I've loved them all. I definitely got to play the new ones because they look good. So
Yeah.
seven. I played like the first. I played for about an hour, and that game does paint the atmosphere, man. Just even when you're
Mhm.
walking from your car and you're walking around the house trying to find your way in, like it's terrifying.
I'll be at my house playing alone sometimes, like my wife's upstairs sleeping, I'm playing,
Yeah.
and I'll hear like sounds going off like in the kitchen. I'm sitting there like almost feeling like I'm in the game almost. Like should I
Oh,
go
I
check it
know.
out or what?
Yep. Yep. Oh,
Maybe it's a zombie.
I know it is, man. And like you get used to in the old games, those the tank controls, you can kind of go to a corner and then make the screen look a little bit around so you can see what's
Uh,
coming. But in first person, you don't know what's going on. You can't see anything, and you try to run away. You can't tell where you're at. I'm like, this is even more terrifying. Oh, but yeah, that game it looks good too, still, and I
uh,
mean it's been a while, and it looks incredible. So yeah, I got to get into those. So that's good that that one was your favorite. Must have been pretty good.
yeah.
Did you beat that one? You said?
Oh yeah, I beat every one of them except for the remake of Part 4. I'm kind of in the middle on that
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
but
I gotta do the remake of that one. I want to. I haven't yet. I just did the original, but that one was hard. It took me so long to get through that opening scene with the
uh,
where he first goes into the village and they all start chasing him. Gosh, that took
yeah,
me forever to finally beat. It was so hard. Because you get used to the old games where you don't have like smart. I mean, I mean, you have some tough bosses, but really the zombies, like you can run away from if you want. But those thing people keep coming with their pitchforks and
they won't
torches
stop.
and stuff. They won't stop. You go up
It's
on
like
a
I didn't
roof
do
and they're
nothing.
climbing up there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So that's awesome. Resident Evil, like survival horror, you love that genre.
Mm.
So then what after that? What was the next steps?
So it's like I was married, I had kids. I was always really like always wanting to do something growing up. I was either in martial arts, I was in baseball, I was in soccer, I was in bowling. I was always busy doing something. Then when I got married and had kids, my life just slowed way down, and I just didn't have nothing, no hobbies going on, nothing really. I
Easy to
felt like
have
I had like something was missing. Like I want to
that.
do something, but I don't really know what. But I was entertained in my life so much by theater,
Mhm.
movies, comedy shows, and I wanted us to kind of contribute back to the world and try to, in my own way, and the best story that I can come up with and entertain people through that. So as I kind of was lonely, with what I was missing, I felt like I wasn't really complete. So I started thinking about what I can do to kind of fill that void. And I started thinking about, well, why don't I start writing something? Maybe that will kind of keep me busy when,
Yeah.
I got nothing going on. And, uh, and then it basically just kind of grew. I just kind of just kept writing until I ended up, getting real serious about it. And eventually I wrote a book and, oh, and then I kept going with it. So now it's kind of my new hobby now, and it's something I want to stick with until I can't do it no more.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. EL says kids change your life for sure, and it is true. And it's so easy when you have dreams and goals and all these things that you like to do. But when you get married and you have kids, like you want to focus on your kids and your wife and your
Yeah.
family, and you sometimes can get such tunnel vision doing
Mm,
everything for them that you lose
mm,
little pieces of yourself. And I think it's a
yeah.
dangerous thing, and it's awesome that you realized that and thought, I need something for me again that I
Mhm,
get excited and passionate about. So I'm glad that
mhm.
you wrote this book and you're taking off on this journey, and I'm excited to be along on the ride as a reader with you, man. It's exciting stuff.
Well, I'm honored and glad that you're here on this trip with me. You're a great person, and I couldn't ask for a better buddy to take this trip with me. So
That's
I
right.
enjoy that you enjoy it.
I feel the same about you. So tell me a little bit about that. Your background looks awesome, and I'm very intrigued by that Spencer Theater sign back there and those sweet movie
Oh,
chairs. So do you got is are you in your house? Is this like a movie theater in your basement or something?
yes, so like I'm in love with movies and games so much, that I went through. I said, well, we have 4 bedrooms and only 2 kids, so we have an extra bedroom. So
Yeah.
can can I, honey, please make that to a theater room? And she says, okay, yeah, that's fine. So I went through, and it took me a whole year of saving money and
Oh yeah,
slowly
man.
building this and building that. But I actually have a whole theater room in my room. I got
So cool.
posters. I actually have a behind. You can't see it because it's on the other side, but it's got a 82-inch projector screen,
Oh,
and
dang.
I built the entertainment center from ground up. I built it by hand.
That's awesome,
Um,
man.
so yeah, this is my man cave.
Oh
This is
yeah,
where I
heck
come to chill at.
yeah. I agree with EL. He says that's a pretty cool space. I agree, man. That is awesome. You can't beat that. Do your wife and kids love it too now to like watch movies in there or have family movie night or something?
My We do every once in a while. My kids kind of take to it more than my
Yeah,
wife does. Though
yeah.
she's 14 now. She has all of her buddies over, and they'll
Oh
have
yeah,
movie
yeah.
night.
Oh yeah.
So I say,
Yeah, I'm sure their friends are like, let's go to their house. They've got that sweet movie theater in their
yeah,
house. So yeah, you're going to be the cool kid hangout spot for sure. That's awesome, man. Heck yeah.
make them some popcorn. I got a popcorn machine, a
Oh my
cotton
gosh.
candy machine,
I was just
a
gonna
hot
and
dog
a cotton
machine.
candy machine. Oh my
Yeah, I
gosh.
got all that.
All right, we're all coming over to Sean's house for movie night. This sounds
Come
pretty
on over.
good.
I got 9 seats back here. So
9? That's awesome,
yeah,
man. That's very cool. Oh, yeah, you can't beat that, man. That's awesome, especially with your love of movies. Like, uh,
yeah.
how does it go watching like those older movies? Does it still look good on the screen? Those older
Oh
movies
yeah.
that aren't really made for like the big screens or whatever. Still looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Well, it's of course 4K and 8K were
Yeah.
much better, but like if
Oh
you go
yeah.
like to the original
Yeah.
DVD, and it's it's okay.
That's
It's
good.
big. It's big, but it's not the color quality is not the greatest.
Oh yeah, not as good as something brand new made, but that's pretty
Mhm.
sweet that you can watch those movies that you watched as a kid up on the big screen now. That's pretty
Oh yeah.
cool. Now, how old do your are your how old did your kids have to be before you wanted them to watch those same movies you watched when you were 4? Like when did you let them watch that stuff?
So I kind of held back on that for a
Mhm.
while longer than
Yeah,
my
I
parents
was
didn't
I
care,
was
I
the
guess.
same way. Yep.
But I'm like, I don't want you to see that stuff,
I know it's
for a
hard.
while.
Yeah,
So,
yep. I know. I feel like
and
no. Go ahead. Sorry.
that's they just recently. My oldest daughter's 19, and my
Oh yeah.
youngest daughter's 14. So I mean, my youngest
Oh
daughter
yeah.
don't like horror. She likes
Yeah.
more like dramas and
Oh yeah.
hospital shows.
Oh yeah.
Because she don't watch horror movies, but
No.
my
Does
older
your older daughter like the horror movies?
yeah, we was watching Walking Dead.
Oh, nice.
Um, I think when she was about 12, I think, or 13, we watched it
Oh,
together.
heck yeah.
So,
That's a
so
good.
we bonded that way.
Nice, nice. It's always good when you have things because you can find things to connect with all your kids about. When you have a kid that is into something that you really are into, like that's pretty cool. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that you have one kid that's into horror like you are. That's awesome. All right. I've got some questions for you about your writing process that I want to
Mhm.
ask. But before we do that, every day on my channel, I ask a question of the day, and I like to ask my guests the question of the day as well. So I'm actually going to ask you two because one is is kind of quick and easy, and the other one I want to know what you think. But today's I've been all month doing once a week a question about Halloween candy. Which one's the best out of these? And then the
Mm.
winners all are going to go head to head on Halloween to see what's the best. So far, Snickers, Reese's, and Kit Kat won. So today, since chocolate bars all have been winning, nobody's been going for the sour or the
Oh,
gummies or the Twizzlers or anything like that. So today I
yeah.
had 4 candy bars. So out of these 4 candy bars, what do you say is best? I got Butterfinger, Payday, Twix, and the Hershey's cookies and cream. You know the
Ooh,
white chocolate and the Oreo kind of looking stuff. What would you say is best out of those 4?
that's a tough one. Like,
Oh,
I have a lot of memories as a kid growing up loving Butterfinger.
oh,
You
I
know,
love I think Butterfingers are underrated. That's my favorite
yeah,
candy bar. But most people don't think about it. It's always Snickers, Reese's, Twix, Kit Kat. So you go with Butterfinger?
yeah, they're a little messy,
They
but
they
like
are. They stick on the roof of your mouth really bad and on your teeth. They're so good.
they fall apart when you eat them, and
Yes, they do. They get all over you, but they're so good. I always love when I go to an ice cream place and they do like the mixers or the flurries, and one of the options is a Butterfinger. I'm like, yes, because you don't see that everywhere.
uh-uh.
All right, very good answer. Very good. Oh, let me shout out another awesome indie author is here and booktuber. What's up, John A. Douglas? The mayor of Orc City is here. Thanks for being here, my friend. All right. The other one was from yesterday, so let me know how you would answer this one. So all of these four likable, lovable characters from books live on the same street. We've got Samwise from Lord of the Rings, uh, Hagrid from Harry Potter, the big guy.
Mm.
And we got Sam Tarley from Game of Thrones, Jon Snow's BFF. And then I had to do a fourth one, so I don't know if you've read any of Brandon Sanderson's stuff, but Sazed is like a really nice character from the Cosmere from Mistborn. So out of those four, who do you think is going to give out the best treats to trick or treaters on Halloween?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I know, right?
Um, I can kind of break it down a little bit because
Okay.
I'm going to beat myself up for this, but I've never watched uh,
Game of Thrones,
the
Lord of
Game
the
of
Rings.
Thrones. I've never seen it before, and I need to see it. So I can't really
Yeah.
go by him.
Oh yeah,
So
that's fine.
I'm going to say I'll say Haggard maybe.
Yeah, I think that was the popular choice. Most people said him, and some people said even like he'd make it fun, or he might even give you like a magical little animal or pet or
Yeah.
something.
Plus, he's really tall, so he's got bigger reach. So he can throw farther. He can
That's
reach
true.
out
That's true.
further than other people.
Now, John's he likes to ask about cage matches. He says which character would win in a cage match. I would also probably go with Hagrid. He's so big, and
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like he does what he has to do. Like I feel like Sam Wise. I don't know. He's so nice, but I guess if it was to protect somebody, he might. And then, yeah, I think it would be Hagrid for sure. I think he would win in a cage match. He's
he's
just
like a tree.
he's he's just like a tree standing there. So he could just block the exit and just knock them all out.
You can't
Yeah,
chop me down.
I agree with Samwise would probably be in trouble. He's just so nice, and he's a little hobbit. He's so small.
Oh yeah.
Uh, but he's scrappy. He's strong too. But I would say Hagrid for sure. All right. So my first question I always like to ask for the writing process is, for an author, you have a spectrum. On one end, you have a pantser who just sits down, writes, plans, plots nothing, just writes everything from their head. And then on the other end, you have a plotter who plots everything out, outlines everything to meticulous detail, and then transfers it over and doesn't really allow any change or wiggle room. So, where do you fall on that spectrum? Do you feel like you're in the middle where you plan some things, but you pant some things, or are you towards one way or the other?
I feel like when I start out, I'm kind of
Hmm.
all over the place. Like
Okay.
I will think of something really cool at the beginning. I'll think of something really cool that I want to put in there later,
Yeah.
and then I think of something in the end. I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to end like that. And I kind of bounce around a lot because if I just kind of focus on like one thing for too long, I kind of get bored of it.
Yeah.
So my head's bouncing around, and that helps me to focus better, and it helps me to kind of to almost helps me to think better because my mind's constantly working on different
Yeah.
sections.
Hmm.
And then when I get a good majority of the beginning, middle, and end done, and then I feel like that I'm good there, then I'll go to the beginning and just flesh it all the way out from I'll meet from the beginning to the middle, and then from the middle to the end, let's put it all together.
That's a good way to do it. Do you feel like with book two, was it the same, or did you feel like your process changed a little because you already knew like the characters and some of the stories, so you didn't have to come up with everything? Do you feel like it changed a little bit your approach to book two?
Book two, I kind of knew where I was going in book two and in book three
Hmm.
since book one was
Right.
done,
Yeah.
and I kind of just started from the beginning and just went because I kind of knew where I was going,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I had it all up in my head, and I didn't
Yeah.
forget none of it. Um,
Nice. All
so
right.
yeah, it did change between book two and three, and it will probably be the same here on out, I would think, because I got notes even on books four, five, and six. I got notes. So it should be pretty smooth
Yeah.
writing from here on, I
You can
think.
just go because you know where it's
Yeah,
going and just kind of see what happens. I like it.
exactly.
Very cool. All right. Next question. When you're writing, I mean, the nice thing about being an indie author is you don't have strict dates. Like you don't have a publishing company saying you need to have this book done by this date, you know.
Mm.
But still, you want it, like you said, you would like to release book two next fall. So when you're thinking that way and you're writing and working, editing, all that stuff, are you somebody that sets daily or weekly or monthly goals? Like I need to have this many words or chapters done by this time, or are you just like I'm going to write every chance I get and it's going to get done? Because you know you're busy. You have work. You have
Yeah.
kids. You have a family. You have a life outside of this. So what's your approach to that?
So let me tell you my schedule. So I work from um, 11 o'clock until about 9 o'clock.
Oh
I
wow.
leave from there. I come home, grab some more drinks, more snacks, and I head to my second job from
Oh
like 9 to 2 in the morning.
oh my
And then I get
God.
home about 3 in the morning and I sleep from 3 to 10 and get up and do it all over again. So it's like that's how it's been for like the last 6 months or so.
Holy smokes.
So I haven't had like no time.
Oh heck no.
Um, so when the weekends get here, that's my time to kind of sit and relax and kind of,
Yeah.
spend time with my kids and my
Yeah.
wife and
Yeah.
kind of that's where I really focus on my writing. Um, but I got so I'm wanting to write comic books too, or not write comic books, but I'm wanting to adapt
Oh,
my
nice.
novel into a
Heck
comic
yeah,
book
man.
series, and I'm working on that now.
Nice. Very cool.
Um, so I got that added into getting that done, plus getting book two done,
Yeah.
and working to pay for all of us. But yeah, so like I try my best to get done as quick as possible, but to create the best story as I can possible to be fair to the readers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I then again I know like I don't want them to wait too long either, because I
Right.
know that waiting too long is you kind of forget about it, fall away from it if it's too
Right.
long.
Yeah.
But I believe for a rookie author as myself that maybe a year is kind of fair between both the author and the reader.
Yeah.
Um,
Sure.
and I'm gonna try to have each book come out around September, October of every year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot for that.
Well, and that goes well with writing horror. That's like perfect
Yeah.
timing for a new horror book because that's really when everybody feels that draw. You know, some people read horror all the time, but anybody who likes horror but reads other things too, it gets to be September, you get that itch. You want some horror books, you know? So
Um,
I think that works out pretty good. Lucas Clay is here. Thanks for being here, Lucas. He wants to know where you're from. He says you sound like with your accent that you could be because he's from Kentucky. So he was
oh,
just curious where you're from.
we're close, buddy. We're almost there. Like I'm right above you.
Oh well, there
Well,
you
I'm
go.
saying, yeah, I'm right above you. I'm in Ohio, so
Oh yeah. Oh well, yeah. I mean, Ohio's so big.
yeah.
Yeah. I growing up, my grandparents when they retired, they moved down to Kentucky, but just like at the very top tip. And I lived in Michigan, grew up in Michigan, so we drove
Mm.
all the way through Ohio. Like the whole 6 hours almost was just going through Ohio to get to that very tippy top of Kentucky. So yeah. So you're more southern Ohio down there
I'm
by.
right in central Ohio, so it's like
Okay.
if I go to Kentucky, it takes me 3 hours.
Oh
If I
yeah.
go to say Michigan, it takes me about 3 hours. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
right about
You're right in the
in the
middle.
middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. That works good. Uh, does is your accent? Is that a lot of people with that strong of an accent in Central Ohio?
Uh,
Because you do sound like
some people,
you got a cool Southern accent, man. I feel like I
some
don't
people.
get it a lot. You sometimes some people are.
My mom's side's from Indiana. My dad's side's from Kentucky, so I'm like
Oh,
right
okay.
both of them.
So
So
you got a little bit of that both in there. Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Nice. Very cool. All right. Next question. When you are writing, are you a creature of habit? So, preferably, do you like to write like in the morning versus at night? Do you have like a certain spot you like to write, like at a desk or in a comfortable chair, or do you like to go somewhere and write? Do you have like things that you like, or you're like, I'll write wherever, whenever, whatever gets the job done?
Yeah, right there. But I have my phone, and I got Word Perfect on my phone,
Okay. Nice.
and it's very convenient because I can write anywhere I am.
Yeah.
But then again, your fingers are too
I know.
big to
After a
type
while,
on the buttons.
that
Like
gets tough. Yeah. Yeah.
my
Yep.
fingers are getting
Figured
sore after a while.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
got
You
to
can only write so much that way. Some people write whole books like that, and I'm like, man, I'd be like walking around like this for a week afterwards if I wrote nonstop like that.
stuff like that. Yeah.
I know. I need a nice big keyboard at some point, but Yeah,
That's much easier than sitting there doing this.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But that is good. It's a smart way to do it. You can get so much more done because you never know when you have that minute you're sitting in a drive-through line or you're at a doctor's office or you're at your kid's thing and it's their soccer game and they're sitting out for a quarter and it's like oh it's you just never know when you'll have time to. So it is a good way to do it for sure. Um,
My
Luke
dogs are going crazy. If you hear my dogs, I'm sorry.
Oh, I
So
just
that's
barely hear him. It's not super distracting. But Lucas
okay. Good.
said you live in the endless fields of Central Ohio. That is fair. You get to that spot where you're like driving through Ohio and it's just all the fields. Indiana's even worse though. Indiana, it's like that's all you see is fields when you're
It's
driving through
it's like
Indiana.
corn. Wait a second. Oh, an hour
Oh,
later, corn,
oh, more corn.
corn.
Yeah, yeah.
You heat the
That's
past the
good.
corn is it's everywhere.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, last question in writing process. I want to know when you're writing, do you like to listen to anything? Do you like background noise? Do you like complete silence? Do you like music? Does it need to be instrumental versus lyrics? What do you like for background ambiance when you're writing?
So I can't write and listen at the same time
Mm-hmm.
because it distracts me.
Yeah.
So, but I will listen before I write.
Okay.
And it all depends on the scene that I'm writing. If it's an action scene, I may listen to some more harder rock, heavy metal. If I'm kind of more into a subtle, kind of romantic type scene, I may listen to something like, some '80s pop music,
Okay.
some Michael Bolton or whatever love songs out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I'm kind of thinking about. I'll kind of listen to what I'm writing before, and then once I kind of get that in that mindset and that mood, then I stop the music when I write.
Nice. Okay. That's kind of cool. I've never heard anybody say that they listen to music before to kind of get in the mood for the scene that you write or whatever. That's cool. I like that. All right. Awesome stuff. So, um, in a minute, I have some questions for us to get to know you outside of writing. But before we do
Mhm.
that, I've got a riddle for you, Sean. Are you
Okay,
good at riddles?
not really.
All
Maybe.
right. Well, we'll see how this one goes. We'll see how this one goes. This one's an interesting one. All right. This is one of those what am I riddles, okay? So it
Okay.
says I can run but never walk. I have a mouth but never talk. I have a head that never weeps and I have a bed that never sleeps. So it's really just rhyming. Really this is something that runs, has a mouth, has a head and has a bed. What is it? So it's not a living. It's not a human or an animal or anything like that. This one's actually kind of hard.
Oh, is that like okay, so can you say it again?
Yeah.
Run?
So what can run but never
Okay.
walk, has a mouth but never talks, has a head that never weeps, and a bed
Mm.
that never sleeps. I can
Oh,
I
okay.
can give you some hints if you get stuck because this one's kind of
I was kind of thinking the prospect of time when
hard. Ooh,
you're a kid, you run around a lot, but then again
yeah,
when you're older, and then
yeah,
when you're dead, you're in the bed. I was kind of
that
thinking on that line,
is, that is
but
a
I'm
good
pretty far off, I
thought.
think.
All right, so I would say focus mostly on the runs and the bed for this, um, and it is something that you find in nature. Um, oh, so EL has got a guess for you. I don't know if you want to go with it. He says he thinks it's a river. What do you think? You want to go with it?
You know what? That sounds like that's the answer. I think that's it.
Well,
Is that it?
you and EL are correct. Nice. I saw that one and I'm like, ooh, that one's kind of. Oh, sorry, I hit the applause again. One more round of applause. I saw
Very
that
smart.
one. I'm like, oh man, that's kind of tough. So I'm like, I'm gonna do that one. Nicely done. All right, so I just got a few questions for us to get to know you outside of writing. We're gonna start with an easy one. What is your favorite color?
Emerald green.
Oh, that's very specific, Sean. Emerald green. All right, why emerald green? There's got to be a story behind this.
Well, my birth month's May. It's an emerald,
Oh, I
and I
gotcha.
just think that the color green, like that flashy, that shiny green, is
It is a
beautiful.
it is a really nice color. I agree. Nice. Okay. What is your favorite food? So if you get to pick what you and the fam are
Mm.
having for food, and you don't have to worry about if the kids like it, it doesn't matter. You get to pick. what you're eating. What is it?
Oh,
What's
I'm
your
simple.
favorite? What is it?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti, nice.
Yeah.
With meatballs or without?
Either.
Okay.
Either
Okay.
either or fine.
Spaghetti is good. At home, or do you like it at a certain restaurant?
You know, my mom and my wife, and then my wife's mom, all cook it differently.
Oh, nice.
Um, but my wife, she adds some little bit of sugar to it,
Ooh, okay.
and she adds a little bit of something else to, I think, garlic,
Oh, yeah.
and it has a nice. The marinara sauce has a nice sweet taste to it.
That sounds so
So
good.
I'd say my wife's probably the better of the three, but don't
Ooh,
tell don't,
nice.
don't tell mom that.
I was gonna say, geez, you're making everybody mad on this interview. Uh, oh man,
I love my mom's too. Mom's is delicious.
oh yeah,
I'm just
that's
joking.
that's a good one. I actually surprisingly have not had anyone. I've This is number 112 with you, and I have not had anyone else ever say spaghetti as their favorite
Uh-huh.
food. So that's a new one. I love spaghetti. You're right, it's so good. And yeah, when you can get like a especially a homemade sauce with some things thrown in, whew, that is really
Yeah.
good. Really good.
Uh,
Nice. All right. Next one. We know that you're good at the writing thing. What is a hobby or talent you have that we don't know about? And so people focus on the talent part. It could be a hobby. It can be collecting or going to do things or, you know, you talked about doing martial arts, like something like that would work. It doesn't have to be like another talent. It can be a hobby too.
I was blessed in my life with a lot of things, and you may know who this is. And I kind of stumbled upon this person by accident,
Hmm.
but I went to auto body and painting school at UTI in Houston,
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like 22, 23 years old.
Uh-huh.
And one of my friends is like, we started talking about Power Rangers because we used to watch Power Rangers growing up as a kid.
Oh, heck yeah.
And he was like, Jason David Frank has the studios over here, right? I was like,
Oh,
no, you're not. You're lying. So, and they said, no, that he really does. So I went to the mall because they had a billboard in the mall
yeah. Yeah.
because I didn't believe him. So they had
Right.
it there with his phone number on and everything. So I went there and called the number and got in, and it's the Green Power Ranger from Power Rangers.
So cool.
So I got to meet him and got to learn from him for about 6 months.
Wow.
And unfortunately, he passed away. Um,
Sad
and
stuff.
I hated that happened. But
Mhm.
we kind of knew each other for a little bit, and that was something. He was my childhood idol, and I love that guy.
He was my favorite Power Ranger for sure.
Yeah, but
That's
yeah, I'm 40,
awesome,
43 now almost, and I don't. I'm not really. I don't work out no more like I used to, and I don't do martial arts no more like I used to. But my hobby, like right now, is my kids. That's my
man.
hobby. My wife and my kids. I love watching my daughter play softball. She plays in May. She plays on 4 different softball teams.
Oh
She plays
man.
for the, she plays for the school.
Yep.
She plays for 18U. She's 14, but she plays for an 18U team,
Wow. She's pretty
and
good.
she plays for a 14U team, and then she plays travel ball.
Okay.
So she's bouncing back and forth. But on the contract, travel ball takes priority over the rest of it, unless
Mhm.
it's school. School's priority over travel ball. But um, so she's very highly involved with sports, and we're constantly traveling around with her in sports. And she's really into cheerleading and gymnastics. So, like, my favorite thing to do is watch my daughter play softball. That's my hobby. That's my kind of where my focus is on right now. Besides my book, is my kids. So,
That's
I
awesome, man.
love it. It's the best time ever.
That's cool, dude. And man, that's so busy. Like one team is enough, but four.
Yeah,
So
I only
she's
played
probably
on one.
yeah, she has a private practice or a game every night.
Oh yeah, she plays. Okay, so like when the summertime,
Mhm.
my shift changes from second shift to first shift.
Okay.
And I buff and I strip to schools and I work a first shift schedule.
Yeah.
So I'm able to go to all those games. Um, so yeah, every single day she's got a game or practice going on, and she has she gets. I feel so bad for her because she's so tired.
Oh, I
She
bet.
gets no break. She gets
Awesome.
no breaks.
Oh, is she still loving it though?
Oh yeah,
Oh, good.
she actually got an injury from cheerleading from doing the back handsprings.
Yeah.
She's got two hairline fractures on her L5,
Oh, ouch.
so she's not able to do any sports for a while.
Oh
So she's
man.
bummed.
Yeah, I bet because she's used to being busy and being in
Uh,
that. in that environment, that's hard for her to just hang out and wait for it now.
And
Uh,
actually, while before I got here, I was
yeah.
actually driving about an hour away to take her to a travel ball game that she sat and watched,
Oh wow. Okay.
and they won the first three games, and there are if they win this fourth game, they get to go to nationals,
Wow.
but
So
they
you're
haven't really
handling
came up
the
with what
girls.
state that is yet. It might be in North Carolina.
Hey, there you go. If it is, let
Sometimes
me
they're in,
know.
sometimes they're in South Carolina, sometimes they're in North Carolina, sometimes they're in Florida, or there's another place. So
Very
it's either one,
okay.
one or.
Well, if you end
So,
up coming this way, let me know because
oh,
I'm like kind of right on the. I'm like I could walk to South Carolina. Like I'm pretty close. I'm in North Carolina, but I'm really close to South too. So let me know if it's not too far away. We'll meet up, man. Very cool.
oh, absolutely.
Uh,
That sounds really awesome.
well, that's awesome, dude. That's you're doing it good. I think that we all we love books, we love writing, we love reading, we love all these things. But I think as as a person, I think the most important thing you do is when you're a parent, right? And
Mhm.
that legacy that you leave in your kids and being present and being a part of their life, and you're doing it right, man. So congrats to you. That's awesome.
Thank you
Uh,
so much.
all right, now, all right, put your thinking cap on. Take me back. What was your first job that you got a paycheck for back in the day?
Ooh, okay. So I did all sorts of things growing up, but my first job was when I was 15, and it was under the table. I got paid under the table because you're not allowed to have that job until you're an adult.
Mm-hmm.
But it was foundation work. I built foundations, and it was a summer job that I did every summer. And I knew a guy who owned the business, so he let me in. And I built a it's actually down the street from where I grew up at. We built a 4-story house out of block. But I was
Oh,
doing that for 100-pound lintels. But I take
that,
100-pound lintel, put it on my shoulder, and walk it as a 15-year-old.
that's crazy. That's pretty impressive that that's your first job. Like that's like you said, that's like an adult job, man. But you probably
Yeah.
learned so much from that job.
Oh, the people there were so awesome, and we they didn't mess around. We would get there at sun up, like around 6 or 7 in the morning as the sun's
Yeah.
coming up, and we would be done building that foundation by 12 o'clock.
Wow.
We would have it built and done. We would just hammer it out, and we wouldn't take breaks or nothing. But we'd be sitting there dying in the heat.
That's
But
crazy, man. Oh,
yeah,
well, you survived. You survived.
yeah, I'm here now. So
Yeah, yeah. Um, that's cool, man. That's wild. Now, around the same time, what was your first car? What was your first ride when you got
yeah,
into this?
my dad got me an '84 Camaro,
Oh, wow.
and it
That's
was
a
a
pretty
tan.
sweet first car.
It was loud, and it had black stripes, and it was tan,
Oh, heck.
and I fell in love with it. But it was only $800, which
Hmm.
these days the $800 car probably won't even start.
You can even get a car that would start for 800 now. Yeah,
They probably don't have no engine, no motor in or nothing.
oh yeah, no, yeah. I had an '88 Camaro with the T tops, so that thing was fun. But
Yeah,
it was the same thing. Like I bought it for like $400 and got it running good, I thought. But then every time I drove it longer than like a few minutes, it would like stall out on me. Like that thing was such a money pit. But for those few minutes before it stalled out, it was so cool. Oh, that's awesome, man. Hold on. Now, what I like to try to find a picture to bring you back in time here. You said it was an '84, right?
'84 Camaro,
And then what color was it?
tan.
Tan, and it had black stripes.
It had black stripes that went down the hood.
Ooh, that was always a cool look. The stripes on the hood.
I don't know about the sides. I can't remember the sides. Maybe it did the sides too.
Let me
I can't
see. Ooh,
remember.
this might. Let's see. That's not a real picture one. I think I found it though. Let me find a good angle. Come on.
That's going to bring me back for sure. I love that car.
Well, here's this isn't really tan though, I guess, but did it kind of look like ooh, hang on. Did it kind of look like this?
That is it. That's it. Yep,
That's
that's
the
it.
one. There it is from the side.
That's perfectly it. Yeah, that's it. That was my
Sweet.
first car.
There you are driving Sean driving that around, going to do some heavy lifting at 15. Well, actually 16 because you couldn't drive when you're 15.
I
But
raced my cousin, and he had a form, not a Formula, but a Firebird. '89 Firebird, and we went out to the country roads, and
Yeah.
we were racing like 110 miles an hour down the road, and uh, ended up almost bumping them.
Oh
And
man.
kind of scared us a little bit, so we slowed down. We quit, and we went home. It's
I
like
know. Yeah. Yeah.
we don't want to wreck.
No. Yeah. It's fun, but yeah, it's easy to lose control when you're doing that for sure.
Yeah.
Curran Gill, and another awesome indie authors here. What's up, man? And I would be watching football, but I'm a big Detroit Lions fan, and they're on a bye week, so I probably will watch them later. But if my teams aren't playing, it's like a unwritten rule with my wife that if my team isn't playing, then I need to like not just be watching football all day because otherwise it'd be very easy to do so. And then he asked if the Wordless book is Sean's book. Yes, it is. It's this beautiful book right here, Curran. It is a stunner. Um, all right, so we're at an hour. Normally, I could talk to you all day, man, but I do have things, places I have to be, unfortunately, today. So,
Oh, yeah.
um, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on, dude. This was a blast. It flew by. I had just a great time chatting with you. I'm excited for you. Congrats on book one. I'm excited for book two and on. And this is called Beast Friends Forever for a reason. We're Beast Friends Forever, man. If you ever need anything, let me know. And every time you have a book come on out, I would love to have you on. But beyond that, if you need any help promoting or anything, just let me know, and I got your back.
Man, you're amazing. I appreciate this opportunity so much. I was looking forward to this all day today and last week, and I had such a exciting time coming here and spending time with you, getting to know you a little bit. I really appreciate everything you've done for me. This is an amazing opportunity. You're a very friendly guy, and I really appreciate you. And maybe one day we can meet each other, and hopefully when book two comes out, I can get back on here. We chat again, and
Heck yeah,
um,
man.
this is an amazing opportunity. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, no, it's anytime, dude. Anytime. I appreciate you. Thanks. It's been great chatting with you in email, and it's nice now to talk face to face, kind of.
Yeah.
And yeah, I look forward to many more chats and many more books from you, dude. It's exciting stuff. So, thank you again. Thank you everybody in the chat. You guys were awesome as always. Thank you if you're watching this on replay. We appreciate you as well. Again, the Wordless Book. This stunning cover. Look at this thing. It's in the description down below. You can find it. You can also find the link to Sean's website to keep up to date on all the things he has going on. But everybody have a great Sunday. I'll see you in the next one. And until I do, as I always say, devour your TBRs, be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. We'll see everybody. Take